Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Let's Talk College podcast. I am your host, Makia Jackson.
And I am your other host, LaDiamond Let.
So, as we're going into the fall semester,
Yeah.
I wanted us to reintroduce ourselves because we have a whole new class coming in and just kind of go into detail about who you are and what you do on campus. And yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. We started Let's Talk College and didn't do like an official
Intro.
We just kind of hit the ground running. So I'm excited about this episode since we're doing a Q&A, so that we can reintroduce ourselves,
Right.
if you will. So I am LaDiamond Let. I have been here at Spelman 5 years now. I'm going into my 6th year. Yeah, and I'm originally from Athens, Georgia. I got my undergrad degree at the unsinkable Albany State University.
Woo!
Thank you. In speech and theater. And that was an incredible experience. Enjoyed that. I went on to get my master's in nonprofit management and leadership.
I'm cracking up though because
What?
every school you went to, I went to. Isn't that funny? Did
Really?
you notice that?
No.
Like you were finna say University of Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. Sorry.
And so I got my master's in nonprofit management and leadership at the University of Georgia. So I went back home and got my master's, and I'll be starting my doctorate in January of 2027 in education I'll be specializing in social emotional learning, and so I'm really excited about that. Here at Spelman, I serve as the program coordinator of institutional effectiveness. I've also had the opportunity to be the advisor for the Spelman Pathway Ambassadors, which is my baby. I got to create that. I've been doing that for the last 3-4 years. And I'm also the campus advisor for the Beta Iota chapter of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. And I'm also the program coordinator for WELS, which is the Women of Excellence in Leadership at Spelman. And so I'm a busy girl, love all the things that I get to do on campus. One thing about me is I'm a women's health advocate as well, and so I feel very strongly specifically about menstrual health literacy. I'm a children's book author, and so I get the opportunity to share my research and go all around and speak to girls about menstrual health and puberty and all that cool stuff. So and I was able to launch that and share my research right here at Spelman. That's the first place where I got to do that. And so I love this community, love Spelman, love what Spelman is doing for women, for Black women. I feel very passionate about that and feel very aligned. And then, of course, I'm a co-host for Let's Talk College, which I get to do with my bestest friend in the whole wide world. So, yes, introduce yourself to the people.
Okay, so I am Makia Jackson, originally from the Decatur area. So yeah, I've been in Atlanta all my life. I went to get my undergrad degree from Georgia State. I got my master's from Georgia Southern in higher education administration, and then I just got my EDS in December of 2025 from the University of Georgia in gifted and creative education. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I've been at Spelman for about 5 years now. I'm with the Spelman Pathways team, and I really do love what I do. I've been here for almost 4 years in October, so I'm super excited. You know, they say millennials don't stay places long, but
they definitely don't stay for 5 years, so we're cracking the code.
Yeah. But with Spelman Pathways, I solely created the career pathway and portfolio. We're going through a transition period, but yeah, that's something that I've created. The survey internship subcommittee with my department. I've created the Let's Talk College podcast with kind of like the vision from using my personal experiences as a first-gen college student to kind of be a resource for students on campus and give it to them just real.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I wanted to do. Yeah. And then I'm also the co-advisor for the Spelman Pathway Ambassadors. I work with Achieve Atlanta. The list goes on.
Yeah.
But all in all, I feel like my job here aligns with my personal purpose and my aspirations of what I want to do in life. So I'm very blessed for the opportunity just to be here and serve as a resources to other young Black women.
Yeah, and I'm very proud of you because Let's Talk College is something that you talked about for at least a year and a half.
I be trying to do a thing.
Yeah, you really thought it out, and I am honored that you invited me to be a part of it. Like, that means so much to me, and I've been having a lot of fun. So let's jump into the episode.
So I wanted to start because this is currently July 27th, and we're a few weeks away from the semester starting. So I want to start off with like a quick mental health check. It doesn't have to be long. Like tell us like how your summer went, how you're feeling about going into the fall, because you know the fall is the busiest time of the year.
Yeah.
So
Jeez.
what's going on with you?
The summer kind of flew by in a way. I definitely miss the students. I've been going through a bit of grief, if you will.
That's every year.
Yeah, every year I go through grief. I literally cry because we have these massive classes of girls that leave. And then, of course, our SPAs, the Spelman Pathway Ambassadors, they graduate. And I'm very proud of all of them. I'm proud of the work that they did while they're here and the work that they're doing out in the world. As, you know, strong, powerful Black women.
I love it.
But I miss them, you know, because
You create like relationships with them. You know what I'm saying? And then like they're like our babies, or like our little sisters.
Yeah,
I guess. But it's just like, oh, don't leave. But you gotta go do what you gotta do. Don't leave.
Yeah, and so I'm happy some of them have come back over the summer and come to visit with me, and of course they still FaceTime me and text me and stuff, and we follow each other on social media. So I still get to talk to all the students, former students, grads, if you will. But that's always tough for me every year. And then personally, you know, I do music, and so I've had the opportunity to perform and do a little traveling for that. So that's been cool. That's been therapeutic this summer. So I'm looking forward to the semester, though. I'm very hopeful. I'm looking forward to some of the things that we have lined up for Let's Talk College as well. So yeah.
I think for me, I had a great summer. I was able to travel with Spelman Pathways to Denver to the NACE conference, and I always have a blast at NACE. I was able to present like a few years ago, so that was an experience that I'll never forget.
I don't mean to cut you off. I need a petition. I need a petition to be signed. I need 100 signatures. I'm not playing around. They leave me out of all travel for the department. I have not gone to a conference yet. And I don't understand what else do I have to do. So now I'm taking this political. I need a petition.
Anyway, so I was able to travel to NACE. That was a blast. I was able to learn a lot and take that information and bring it back to my personal role and see how I can elevate it. I think that's the biggest thing I want to do this year going into the fall.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for ways to expand and make I didn't even say my title, but my job as the pathway coach on campus, trying to just elevate it.
Yeah.
Every year. And then in my personal life, this is my first summer engaged. So,
yeah,
so it's been
bright to be.
Yeah, it's been really fun. Like just planning and doing all the things. So I'm super excited for the fall and just to continue to grow. And like I said, expand my role and try to see how I can keep elevating and becoming better at my craft.
Absolutely. So we have an exciting year ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had some students, our wonderful intern. Can we shout out our intern?
Woo! I just love Jordan, y'all.
I love Jordan. Jordan has been with us the entire summer.
She's a sophomore.
Yeah, she's a incoming sophomore. Absolutely incredible.
I'm actually happy about that, though. That means we got some years.
Yeah, if she decides to stay.
She's going to stay.
We talking about it like she's not right there.
She's gonna
we have an awesome intern this summer. She's been editing videos. She's been managing the social media.
You're doing a great job.
A phenomenal job. Going viral.
Yeah, all in like an hour. I was like,
yeah,
wow.
Going viral in an hour.
Okay.
Shout out to her. And I think that was for a Let's Talk College post, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I think I probably went to go check on it. I was like, girl.
It's still going crazy. Different? So we have an incredible intern, and one of the things that we wanted her to do for this episode was to go and ask her peers to ask us some questions that we would feature here on Let's Talk College today. And so we're excited to answer the questions. We might not get to all of them that were asked because it was a bit overwhelming, the response, which we appreciate. So we might need to do a part 2. Okay. So we're going to answer as many questions as we can today and, jump right into it.
Okay, so the first question, I'm in college, but I'm unsure about my future career. How do I figure out what exactly I want to do?
That's so good.
You want to answer first, or do you want me?
Ooh. I would say I wish I knew where these questions, who it was, so that I can address them based. Because I think how you answer this question is kind of based on where they are in their matriculation. But in general, when looking for opportunities of what you're going to do post grad, I think it's really important to have an understanding of what type of impact you're looking to make, what difference you're trying to make, and what direction you want to go in. Now, you and I both know that's going to change over time. What you thought you were going to be doing and we're going to end up, it's going to be totally different. But I believe that we're given breadcrumbs of the direction that we're going to go in. Like, even me ending up at Spelman, there were some hints that I was heading in a direction of education and higher ed. I didn't want to accept it at first, but it led me here, and it was a smooth transition into Spelman. Someone that I deeply respect, follow, just became a bishop.
Oh, shout out to Encounter
Shout out to Encounter Atlanta, Bishop Dr. Gabriel Allen Powell. He speaks about this often in leadership clinics when he's talking about your career trajectory and how to know what it is that you want to do in life. And one of the things that he said that always stuck with me is like, think about what makes you angry. Like, when you look out in the world, like, what makes you upset? Like, what do you say? Like, I wish that would change. I want to impact that.
Like something you feel like you want to make a difference.
Yeah,
with.
you want to make a difference. Like, you see an issue in politics, or you see an issue in education, or you see an issue in the law or whatever. And when you're going to look for opportunities, it aligning with with that particular concern that you have, right? And so if it's something in law, don't just look for an internship in law. Let's say it's civil rights law that you're particularly interested in, or civil rights is something about civil rights that like doesn't sit right with you. It infuriates you, right? You would go and find a firm or find a company that addresses civil rights issues, right? And then maybe once you're at that opportunity, you say, well, I see gaps here. And so your next opportunity, you're finding out, let's say they're covering civil rights, but maybe they're struggling with marketing or sharing that information online. So maybe your next internship has to do with digital marketing and social media management or whatever, so that you can figure out how to get the message that you're passionate about to the masses. And so kind of mapping out your opportunities in that way. But I always use that framework of like, what makes me upset, to the place where I want to impact it and make a difference. And that has always kind of led my decisions in looking for career opportunities.
So my answer would be, first off, being unsure is completely normal.
1,000%.
I don't know a lot of people. I mean, there are some people, but I don't know many who just went to college and was 100% sure that that's what they wanted to do, and then it ended up going exactly how they planned it in their head.
Absolutely.
So it's okay to be unsure. So take all that pressure, like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. It's okay. It's all good. It's all going to work out according to plan. And how do I figure out what exactly I want to do? The best advice I could give you as a pathway coach is to intern. Or be a part of some career accelerating experience, whether that's an internship, traveling abroad, field experience, a shadow experience. All of those things can kind of give you an idea of what you're potentially aiming to go into. And then I think that's the perfect way to know beforehand, like if it's something you're really interested or if you're not. Because I think for me as a first generation college student, I just didn't know. I didn't know about internships and for like shadowing and field experience. I just did not know. And so because of that, when I graduated, I didn't know what to do next. And that's kind of what we guys, especially with Summer Pathways, want to prevent. We want you to have some type of idea of what you like and what you don't like. So intern, get that little field experience. I don't care if it's for a month during the academic year or in the summer. It's going to help you. It's going to help guide you to exactly what's going to fill your passion.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
Amazing. Great job, friend.
You too. So what does applying to grad school look like for students unfamiliar, like first generation?
Jesus.
I think
That's a good question.
it is. It is. And especially as a first generation college student, yeah, use your resources.
Yeah.
Use your resources. I think for me, I went to grad school because I just knew I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to be different. Like, I just had to go. Me and my twin sister were like, we just got to go to school. Like, that was, I don't know, I guess the key to stuff turning out different.
Yeah.
But one thing that I can say that I wish I would have done is use my resources. It's so hard when you're just out there and you're blind and you're trying to figure it out on your own, and it feels like overwhelming. You can get a lot of anxiety and feel just a lot of pressure because those are big decisions to make. And so I'm gonna tag my colleague, but Miss Latanya O'Neill, she has so much background experience in graduate recruitment, and even though now she's an internship manager here at Spelman, that is a skill set that she has that it doesn't go anywhere.
Right.
She gets called into so many meetings for just that. So use that as a resource. Go to Miss O'Neill and be like, hey girl,
Yeah.
I think I want to go to graduate school. What can you tell me? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And she'll sit down with you, look at those opportunities. I will too, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But she has the skill sets. I think she has 10 years in graduate recruitment, like, of experience. So
Yeah.
she's very well qualified to help you figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely agree with finding resources on campus who specialize.
It's a difference.
Yes, it's different from saying I just want to help you find somewhere to go. Using that as a resource. I would also say prior to applying for grad school, be clear-headed about what it is that you want to do. Grad school, in my opinion, is not the place where
To figure it out.
Yeah, because they'll place you anywhere. Like once you get there, because yes, they will place you anywhere. So have an idea of, unless you're saying, I know generally what it is that I want to do. But I'm not sure. So I want to go to grad school and explore the different career options and ways that I can get into this career. That's fine. But I would say for me, I believe I had a positive grad school search experience because I was really, really, really intentional, you know. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I was looking for in a particular grad school. So for me, I was leaving out of being a fine arts major. I wanted to design a school. I knew I want my own nonprofit school that does this, this, this. So when I was looking for a program, I was looking for a program that wasn't going to limit me, wasn't going to put limitations on my dreams, goals, aspirations, and could really teach me what I needed to learn in order to fulfill what I was trying to do.
Right.
And so that narrowed my list down. And then one thing that I do that I haven't heard people talk about is actually calling the grad school.
I was just thinking that in my head.
Yeah,
like,
I called them and I got a feel for, and of course it's usually whoever the administrator is, but I scheduled a call with whoever they said is going to be the representative of that particular department. And after I finished those calls, UGA stuck out to me as a place that really was going to cultivate
some great
my goals.
professors.
Yeah, the University of Georgia,
loved my professors
they
at
have
UGA.
phenomenal grad programs. My friends I have lifelong friends from grad school, and they all say the same thing, that they had a
Dr.
positive
Grant,
experience.
Dr. Hines.
Oh, let's not start listing professors.
They were amazing.
Okay.
But when you were speaking, though, one thing that I wanted to say that I always encourage students to do is to do your research.
Yeah.
Like how that's basically doing your research. You're calling, you're getting a feel of the department head and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Set up an Excel sheet, set up all the schools that you're interested in.
Yeah.
Take notes.
Yeah.
When is the application due? What is your GPA requirement? What is the outcome of this degree? Like, what are the career possibilities?
The
And
financial aid as well.
what is
Like,
the
what are they
financial-
offering to
yes,
students?
look at the scholarships.
Yeah, and get ahead of it, because a lot of grad programs, they will essentially pay you to go, but you need to look. Don't wait till the last minute, because you might not be eligible for those opportunities if you wait.
Our intern just asked, like, after undergrad, do you recommend going straight into grad school or taking a gap year? And so I think it just depends. So, like, when I finished undergrad, I did take a semester off. I took a fall semester off and started again in the spring. But it was all based on my circumstances, where I was in life, what I could handle, my mental, like where I was mentally. As a first generation college student, it's just a lot that you know what I'm saying? Like, I got this degree, I worked so hard for it, then I'm out here and I feel like I can't find what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I can't find the right job. I can't get ahead. And so there was just a lot of different things I had to go through. So I want to say it all depends. But what I did do during that semester I was off was that I worked. I didn't just sit at home. You know what I'm saying? I worked, and I worked in something that kind of gave me experiences to what I thought I wanted to do. So if you're going to use a gap year or take a semester off or a year off, whatever it is, just make sure you're being intentional about it. Okay, so if I know I want to go to this grad school, what are they looking for? What makes me a eligible candidate for this degree program?
Right.
Be intentional about that time you take before you do it. So I'm not going to push against it, but I'm going to say be intentional. Try to gain some type of experience and stuff so that you can make yourself marketable when it's time for you to apply.
And I would say that research takes time. And what I have found,
I recommend students do it like junior year. Let's start researching.
yeah, you have to start junior year,
Yeah.
I would say, because
Yeah.
it takes time. I'm not going to say it takes a long time. It takes time to determine what your post-grad placement is going to be.
Or even like to be prepared to actually sit there and apply. And I
Yeah.
think if you start your junior year, you're able to literally sit down and get a kind of an idea of like what they're asking.
Yeah.
Then you have time to reflect and think about like, if I really want to apply to this,
Yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
instead of just rushing your senior year, like it's senior year. and then
Waiting
you're
till
like,
senior year
I
to
gotta get-
prepare
Yeah.
for grad school is insanity. I've never seen anyone go through that and say, oh, that wasn't stressful at all.
No, that's stressful.
I mean, senior year comes with its own stresses. So I would say prepare. If you're planning to take a gap year, as Makia said, no problem.
intentional.
But be intentional. What are you going to be doing during that time? And be realistic. Don't say, like, I'm going to go travel the world, knowing good and well you don't have.
But I mean, if you're gonna travel the world,
You can do it, but
Study
I'm
abroad. Like, is it intentional? Like,
Yeah.
are you going to learn a craft? Are you going to be a part of some overseas project that's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing
Yeah.
besides saying you're going to Bora Bora for a vacation? That is not being intentional.
And the vacation ends. So then what are you going to do after the vacation is
Exactly.
over? So yeah, just be intentional. What are you going to be doing? How are you going to be doing it? Try to plan it out. Is it everything going to go to plan? Absolutely not. But at least you had one.
Yeah, it never goes according. It never goes according to our plan.
Yeah, you can adjust
Let's
it.
not get to preaching.
You can. We'll allow it. So yes, just think it through. I would also say, going back to a point you made earlier about taking advantage of resources, Spelman is one of those places that always has grad fairs. In fact, the grad fair is how I found my doctorate program. I actually went with a group of students while they were looking for grad school opportunities, and I ended up finding one. So go to those grad fairs, introduce yourself, let them know what you're interested in, and have a conversation with those representatives there, because they'll be honest with you about whether or not you align with their program. And they also come with like offers. Like, they'll tell you what their campus is doing to accommodate students or whoever that they're meeting. Like, hey, we have a deal, not deal, but we have like a partnership with Spelman, and so we're excited to invite Spelman students over. These are all the different things that we offer. We have a tour coming up, and then stay connected with that person.
Right.
That's what I would say. Yeah.
So I want to kind of like rearrange the questions, the flow.
Okay.
Because of how the conversation was going. So
Okay.
the next question is going to be, what mindset should students have when seeking internships? How do they go about it in these early stages of college life?
And so that sounds like that's coming from like a freshman or a sophomore-ish, maybe.
I think for any student, though, like when you're looking at an internship or even a career opportunity, I hate to be that person, but it's just like, you're going to get a yes or a no.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
are going to get a yes or a no. And when I say, like, when you're looking at internship opportunities or even post-grad, like, you guys see what's going on the news and stuff and how society is in general. Like, apply to more than just one opportunity.
Yeah.
That'd be my first thing of advice. And then number two, like I said, you're either going to get a yes or a no.
Yeah.
A no does not mean you are unqualified or you aren't good enough. It just simply means that it's not your opportunity.
Yeah.
There might be some things you need to go back and tweak. A resume, a cover letter, and that's fine. But that's not a reflection of who you are and the path that's already been predestined for you.
Yeah.
And so I think my biggest, I said this in another podcast, but because I'm an advocate for it, it's just like, your journey is your journey, and so it's just like you got to stay in your own lane and stay focused and know that what God has for you is for you.
Yeah.
And that's the best mindset I can give y'all, because if you always feel like it's me, it's going to tear you down. You're never going to be able to keep going or keep pushing. Like anytime life gets hard or you keep getting a no after no after no, usually something amazing, God is going to shake the room.
Absolutely.
It always happens like that. So it's just like, even when it comes to something that's seeking an internship, keep God first in it and just continue to apply and let those no's just be like, okay, that wasn't mine.
Yeah, no problem. I think that's so critical what you're saying, because a no, what I've seen with this working.
Be a yes.
Yeah. What?
A no can be a yes.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could be a yes for yes. Oh, wow.
Yes. Like a no is your yes. Hey.
Yay. Glory.
Woo.
I missed that. Wow. That went over my head.
That
but
went
since you're
over
a
your
kind
head.
preacher, you threw it back.
That went over your
We
head.
appreciate you. It did. But it came back around. Okay. It was
that
a
was
boomerang.
your yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was powerful.
That was your yes.
He.
I'm gonna start crying.
You about to start crying. Oh my God.
It's not personal. Like, that is your yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was wow. All right. Wow. We need a choir in here or a band. You know, dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Anyway, all right. I agree. You spoke about resources, using your resources. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. There's another thing I wanted to say about I lost it.
What mindset should students have when seeking internships, and how do they go about it in these early stages of college?
Oh yeah, don't take no's personally. I think that's so important, because our students, we have counseled so many students that they'll get no's
and feel defeated.
They'll get no's throughout the fall, and then when we follow up with them in the spring, they stopped applying to stuff. They was like, well, I'm getting no's anyway. I'm no good. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Yeah. This is a part of the process. Like, you have to keep applying. You have to keep trying, because there is going to be an opportunity that comes up that's just for you. But also realizing that applying is it's a reflective process. Like, when you're applying, we're applying for internships and applying for internships and shadowing opportunities and jobs really. And stuff. You're sending them in. You have to be aggressive about it, is essentially what I'm saying. Like, you have to be aggressive about that process. I had a student, she was actually a part of that class of valedictorians that just came out of Spelman. Mm-hmm. I think they call it the Spelman 7. Am I tripping? The Spelman 7. And I was just speaking to her, and she was telling me she applied for over 100 things. And she says, I'm a valedictorian. It doesn't matter that that's my case. I still had to apply for 100 different opportunities. She said she was on LinkedIn applying to things. And she said she even looked up, like, the list of alums, the LinkedIn. What's it called on LinkedIn?
It's just an alumni feature.
The alumni feature on LinkedIn. And so she's reaching out to other people in the AUC. And she said, I only got one response back. She said she reached out to everyone that was aligned with what she was trying to do and only got one response. And that didn't stop her from pushing forward, because she was so serious about her future. You have to remember, you putting your head down and saying, I give up, you're giving up on yourself. Nobody's coming to get you. Nobody's coming to save you when you give up on yourself. So with having faith that things are going to work out, because they are, work to it. So make a schedule for yourself where you're applying for opportunities.
That's important.
Throughout the day.
I recommend
throughout
that.
Your week.
Like, if you have a calendar.
Yeah.
Like how we have big calendars on our desk. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like students should have their academic schedule, whatever internship you're in, whatever organization you're in, and then you need to put internship seeking or post grad planning.
You
like
know,
you need to put that on the
something
schedule.
to a student one time, and I was like, "Dang, that's rough." But you was like,
"Dang, what
you were like, you have to prioritize this.
Oh, you do.
You have to be intentional about this.
How can you say you want something but you don't prioritize it?
Right. And but I was saying, like, when you said it at the time, I was like,
oh. I wasn't trying to be me.
Yeah, but I was like, but that's real though, because like they're like, how do I make time when I'm a part of all these different things?
You gotta want it bad enough, just like you can.
And it's like sometimes you have to it's cool to be involved in extracurricular things. We're not coming against that, but you don't have to be a part of 50 extracurricular things, because it's literally taking up your time and not allowing you to apply.
But I think for me, it's beyond that. If it's that important to you, you commit to things that are important to you.
Right.
Your friendships. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Your job, your academics, whatever is important to you, you commit to. So if finding an internship or a post-grad opportunity is important to you, you're going to commit. And that's where I was kind of coming from. Like, just how you prioritize everything else,
right?
Make this a priority if you want to see it, the outcome of it.
And I agree. I just think that some of us need to decommit from some stuff, because we're committed to everything. You can't be committed to everything, and then now it's time for you to lock in and get serious about your future. And you're like, oh, I don't got time. Why? Because you part of clubs that's not going. Are they going to hire you when you leave? Or are you going to like what? So I think
just
your mindset,
reevaluating like what you can handle, like what type of load, because everybody has like boundaries.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, or like
capacities. Like everybody has different bandwidths.
Yeah, you have a different bandwidth,
right.
And so you want to just make sure that whatever load you're carrying, you're able to commit to the things that are gonna gear you towards your future.
And don't look across the aisle at the other girl saying she doing 50 things and still can apply for 50 jobs in a week.
That goes back to
and think that you like, do not compare yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy.
I was literally finna say that it's the thief of joy, babe. Don't do that.
That's your favorite quote.
Because literally,
it's the truth.
Man, you get on Instagram and I hear people say like, "Oh, I'm turning this age. I'm not married, or I'm not going through this, or I don't have my child, or I don't, I don't have that dream career." And it's like,
right now,
for whatever reason, right now, that's not your story.
Yeah.
That don't mean it's not gonna happen though.
Yeah.
And I have to always reiterate that, because you can't compare yourselves. And half the time on social media, nobody's posting their L's.
Nobody's telling the truth on social media.
I'm not gonna.
Matter of fact, during this time, you really need to
unplug.
You need to unplug. Because if you're looking at somebody else's life and not being appreciative of your own and your own circumstances and where you are and your interests, imagine comparing your interest in who God called you to be to a whole nother person.
Like, their journey is theirs, and yours and yours.
Yeah.
And you have to get in your spirit that like my journey was uniquely made, so I don't want it to be anything different. And sometimes, like, I remember reflecting back. That's gonna lead us to our next question.
Okay.
But reflecting back on my life, I wanted it to go one way, and now that I'm older and it went a whole different way than what I planned, I'm like, man, how thankful am I that it went the way I didn't want it to go.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I didn't know what was best for me.
I agree.
And so the next question is, what are some mistakes that you made in college that you advise others not to make? And I think that is such an important question, because the biggest mistake I think I've made, that shook you to your core.
Yeah, golly. I almost want Jordan to get out.
She can see it anyway.
Yeah, she gonna see it anyway.
The biggest mistake I think I made was just losing sight of who I am and whose I am. And that just comes from being kind of overstimulated. Maybe who I was surrounding myself with, situations I put myself in. I lost sight of who I was, and that can just make you feel like you're not capable of achieving all that God has put in your mental that you could, And so my biggest advice is to, don't forget who you are and whose you are. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to know that moving forward, even as you continue to grow and be older, when life comes up and it doesn't go your way. Okay, God, like, this is who I am and I'm yours, so lead the way. And I think that piece of advice will take every young woman far, because we lose ourselves so much in people and men and things and trying to be everything for everybody, and you don't want to ever lose who you are.
Yeah.
And when you do that, when you're lost, like, it's hard to come back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I would say a mistake was, for me, is not believing people the first time.
Ooh, me too.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Because I think, you transition to college, you're away from family.
So you're trying to create.
Yeah, like you're creating your own like village because you're away from home, and that's a positive thing. But and it's a positive thing to be exposed to different people who come from different places. That's important. But tolerating disrespect, tolerating things that are inappropriate, being in your space. And I will say I did well with like pushing back against certain things, and I just wouldn't go. Like, I'm not a party person, so you're not gonna force me to go somewhere that I don't want to go. I was proud of that about my journey. That I didn't do things that didn't sit right with me. You can be as mad as you want to be. You can be as mad as you want to be outside of my room, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here. I mean, you can't force me to do anything. I think realizing how much power and authority and governance you have over yourself is critical. And when you lose sight of that and you start getting wrapped up in other people's messes and all of that, it's easy for you to make mistakes. Now you skipping class because Sally Sue missed class. Sally ain't got nothing to do with you. You need to mind your own business. It's important to mind your own business so that you can incorporate people into your life. If you don't have that together, trying to govern other people, their lives, their decisions, what they're doing, and taking responsibility for that is not, in college, it is not your responsibility to take responsibility for anybody else except for yourself.
Yeah.
You are the most important person when you're in college. Your decisions, how you govern yourself on campus, your reputation is extremely important during that time, and not paying attention to that stuff can be a huge mistake. And so I witnessed some of that. There would be times where I would over-involve myself in that, and that was not a good idea. I think there was another question. We're going to get in another episode about that. But being careful who you surround yourself with relationship-wise as well.
Mm-hmm.
So my only point for that is, if you a freshman, that upperclassmen do not want you. It's a lie. It's a farce. It's not true. Stay away from that man. And focus on your studies your whole freshman year. If it is so true that man wants you, say hello. I am a freshman. I'm focused on my studies. I would like to continue to focus on my studies. And if you are interested in me, you will meet me at the library. You will meet me in the study hall. You will meet me at tutoring. I'm not saying don't get to know people. I'm just saying you are what do they call it? A little fish in a big pond. And so sometimes you can get tricked. That's all I'm gonna say.
What you said about believing, like, who people show you they are is important, because I feel like a lot of times, like, you want to believe that, and this is platonic or even in relationships, but you want to believe people can be something else than what they've already presented to you, not once but twice or 3 times. And it's just like, I think that just goes back, our answers kind of tie into each other, like, just, you are who you are. So if it's going against your boundaries, if it's being disrespectful towards you, if it's not in alignment with you, it's okay to let it go.
Right. Nobody should be talking down on you.
Or the bad person. It's okay being a bad person. That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah. We can talk about that later. But yes, so you should be tolerating no disrespect. Nobody should be cursing at you. Nobody should ever be putting their hands on you. Abuse shouldn't be tolerated. Nothing, none of those things should be taking place. And so I think we can definitely delve into that into another episode. And then last mistake, this changing gears, not tapping into scholarships. That was one of the biggest mistakes I made, because I was under the understanding that you can't even apply for scholarships after high school. You can apply for scholarships and grants all the way through your doctorate. Yeah. So of course, paying attention to your studies, but actively putting it in your schedule to look for scholarship opportunities when you're in school, I think is critical, and I'm a huge advocate for that.
I think my last point would be the last mistake that I made that I wish I could just go back and or advise others not to do is to not be like, I was a first generation college student, and so for some reason I don't know if other first generation college students experience that, but there's like this stigma or this thing in you that doesn't, like, you're embarrassed or you feel like, I don't know. It's something about going to
Like feeling
ask for
inferior,
help.
yeah.
Yes, like asking for help. Like, I don't feel qualified to even be here in the first place. And so asking for help or for guidance or for somebody to be there for me during this experience, it just does something to you.
Yeah.
And so one thing I would advise other people to do it is, like, there's so many people in higher ed, for instance, like, that don't mind just being a resource and telling you, like, hey girl, you got it. Like, keep going and pushing you forward. And if I would have had that support, I turned out great. But that support was it could have made a difference. And so I really do encourage you guys to use your resources and don't be afraid to come find one of us and talk to us about anything. Like, we have jobs and it is to do what we have to do, but we do care about the women in this community.
Yeah.
And
The well-being of them. And I can double down on that. I think I wouldn't have survived college had it not been for me finding some core professors. Like, I had 2 or 3 or mentors, if you will. They got me through, because you can't lean on your peers the entire time. You need additional support, and they aligned me with so many dope opportunities, and they uplifted me. They wrote my recommendation letters. So, like, don't be afraid to ask for help. Like, that's literally what they're there for, especially if they offer it and you're already connecting with them. I think that's
and
a
then
good
when
thing
people
to do.
give you, like, when you meet up with those resources, be accepting to whatever they have to say.
Yeah.
Like how I don't think the goal is to never come off harsh or mean, but the goal is to let you know, like, you have to take stuff seriously.
Yeah.
So I'm always going to come to you with love if a student ever comes to me, but at the same time, like, I feel like that's a part of my purpose. Like, if I could help you not make the same mistakes I did, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be stern, and I'm going to treat you like a little sister or my baby, because, like, I need you to get it together. I need you to be better than me, and I feel like I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, you are. The students love you.
I think that was a good episode.
That was the last question.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So thank you. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Let's Talk College podcast. This was really fun. I enjoyed this. If you have any additional questions, I think we should do a part 2.
Send them to our Instagram.
Yeah, send them to our Instagram. Put them in the comments. We would love to answer them. DM us. We should have somebody monitoring the DMs.
And we'll have our Instagram and
just put it in the comments.
Yeah, we'll have our Instagram down there too.
Yeah, we'll have our Instagram in the bio. Thank you for joining us for another episode. Can't wait to see you next time.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.